Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we return to the band Talk Talk, a synth pop band from the 1980s, one that caught our attention back in the day. And this was actually a pretty good size hit in America. The song is It's My Life. We're going to be looking at a live version that happened in, I believe, November of 1984. Yep, November 21st in Dortmund, Germany. We've only looked at Talk Talk one other time, and that one was also live at a pretty good-sized festival. We look forward to checking this out. I just find them a very interesting band, but have seen very little footage of them actually performing. Adrian, any comments ahead before we take a look?
Well, I remember back in 1984, I bought the single. I think that's all the Talk Talk that I've heard other than Life is What You Make It.
Yeah, at one point I went out and I bought the albums. And we've talked about Talk Talk a little bit, actually. Their first three albums were very much then the last two got experimental. I think Mark Hollis, the actual leader of the band, wasn't that interested, by that time in just trying to crank out hits. The albums are really pretty interesting. One of them is called Spirit of Eden. The other one is Laughing Stock. Spirit of Eden is the really interesting one to me. Laughing Stock is also interesting, but it's even more experimental and it takes a little more patience. So if you're interested in that, check out Spirit of Eden first. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this now from the second album, of course. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like on stage. We'll talk about it afterwards.
All right.
JX3P.
Wow.
All right. Well, I have thoughts, but Adrian, why don't you start?
This just took me back. I mean, I caught myself nodding to this, nodding my head. Yeah, I usually don't react that way to pop music, but I can also see there's some good creative writing involved. Excellent musicianship, especially the singer, actually. He really impressed me more than anyone else in the band.
Yeah, I think he's got the perfect voice for this.
Yeah.
A couple things I did note. I was wondering at first if the guitars were actually active, but then at the end we could clearly hear that 12-string acoustic. But before that, I wasn't really hearing strings, and I'm like, what's going on? Even the bass almost sounded like it was being played on a piano or on a keyboard, but I don't think so because it was slightly out of tune. Bass was a little flat in that song. I was going, ooh, boy. For some reason, he was just a little out there. But it was fine. I'm sure most people didn't notice.
I didn't.
The keyboard player I was able to identify was a JX3P, a Roland JX3P, which I called out to Adrian on purpose because first our father had one, and then both Adrian and I liked it so much we got our own 2 more JX3Ps in the house. So everybody had a JX3P. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the string and pad sounds on those things never got better. He was using like the exact sound I liked to use back in the 80s myself. Just kind of that wash. Just that nice sounding wash that's almost stringy, but it's still a synthesizer, you can tell, That is one keyboard that I miss. Yeah, I eventually sold mine. A lot of keyboards have passed through the house, and anyway, it was cool to see that there because that's always been one of my favorite synthesizers.
Oh, yeah.
It had everything I wanted. They were really an amazing band, especially, it was really Mark Hollis for the most part. Tim Freeze-Green also helped write that song. Tim Freeze-Green was on the album and on the original single, playing an Oberheim, a Fairlight, just like Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel might. And also he programmed the TR-808 Roland drum machine that they used on that song originally. This was originally released January of 1984. The actual album was released in February, and that performance was from November, so all within the same period of time. So, folks, why don't you give us your impressions on this, if you've ever heard it before, if you were familiar with the song, if you were a fan of the band or of Mark Hollis in general, or other stuff like it from the 80s. Let us know about it below. Just give us your impressions and any suggestions that you have that you might like us to check out. Anything else from Talk Talk would be great, too. We do enjoy this band. So, yeah. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See y'all later.